Move to bridge the so-called digital divide in the city of Detroit. The city just hired a new director of digital inclusion from out of state. Alan Campbell joins us right now to show you what this means for a city where an alarming number of residents have no access at all to the internet. Alan?
Yeah, pretty hard to believe, but this is some exciting news, Carolyn. In fact, Joshua Edmonds comes to Detroit from Cleveland, Ohio, where he oversaw the development of more than $1.5 million in digital inclusion investments through the Cleveland Foundation, where he had some major success. So I know what you're thinking. What does this mean for Detroit? Well, Joshua will be responsible for reducing the digital divide by developing strategies to expand access to computers and the internet to more Detroiters. Listen to this. Detroit currently has some of the nation's highest rate of residents who don't have access to computers and the internet. In fact, a study shows as many as 40% of Detroit residents don't have access to broadband internet, which is essential to employment opportunities, education, and healthcare, just to name a few. And that's something Joshua says he wants to change.
Those large swaths of the population who either might not view the internet as something that's relevant to them, how do we make it relevant to them? The other portion saying, hey, I can't afford this. Well, how do we then put certain mechanisms in place for them to be able to afford it? For me, I'm really interested in building something that's sustainable, something that's in operation.
And Joshua will work with the Department of Innovation and Technology to develop a strategy so people who lack computer and internet access will have the ability to connect. While doing all of this, Joshua and his team will closely monitor and evaluate the city's progress. So, good news for folks who may not have access to the internet or even a computer, and it could mean in the long run more people will find work as well. We'll have to wait and see. Carolyn?
Still, such good news for so many young people, especially in the city. Thank you, Alan.